They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Accompanied by 6 newly reinstated warriors' sons, Septa Moel brings word to the court that Queen Marjorie and her cousins have been imprisoned at the Great Sept of Baelor for adultery and high treason. The Septa reveals that Marjorie's maidenhead is not intact. Grand Maester Pycelle also reluctantly discloses to the Septa that Marjorie has had him mix moon tea on many occasions. Leaving the throne room confident that Marjorie was finished, Cersei agrees with Aurane Water's request to launch his new Dromons, in case Lord Mace Tyrell decides to march on King's Landing to save his daughter. Lord Orton Merryweather remarks that the High Septon may want to try Marjorie himself, as the Faith used to do. Cersei hopes he is right. Cersei has Tommen sign some blank warrants, which she then affixes names to. Summoning Sir Osfrid, she orders him to arrest Sir Talad, the Blue Bard, Hugh Clifton, Mark Mullendore, as well as the Redwine twins, whom she wants to be found innocent of the charges of bedding Marjorie. The next morning, Cersei and Taena are carried by litter to the Great Sept. On the way, Lady Merryweather inquires, what if Marjorie demands that her innocence be determined by battle? Cersei smiles and replies that she must be championed by a knight of the King's Guard, but since Sir Osmond is brother to one of her accusers, that only leaves Sir Merintrant and Sir Boros Blunt. Cersei states that the former will not be feeling well when the time comes. Within the Sept, the High Septon grants Cersei permission to visit her good daughter, while Taena goes to speak with Marjorie's cousins. Marjorie is beside herself, stripped of her clothes and dignity, while she is asked once an hour to confess her fornication. Cersei tells her that she has rounded up all those that Sir Osney named, lying that they will reveal her innocence. When Cersei says that a sworn brother of the King's Guard will fight for her should it come to a trial by combat, Marjorie demands that her own brother, Sir Garland the Gallant, be summoned to fight in place of the grievously injured Sir Loras. Cersei would never allow this to happen, and Marjorie, well aware of Cersei's intentions, tells her to leave, calling her a vile, scheming, evil bitch. Cersei is then escorted deep beneath Visenya's hill to speak with the High Septon. He tells her that 7 will sit in judgment of Marjorie and her cousins, as the Faith did in yore, before King Jaehaerys I stripped them of their power. When Cersei asks to have Sir Osney released into her custody, the priest flatly denies her. Chained to the ceiling of his cell, Osney has been brutally whipped. Infuriated, Cersei tells the High Septon that Osney came of his own free will. The holy man responds, I have heard many men confess, but seldom have I heard a man so pleased to be so guilty. The more diligently we applied the scourge, the more Sir Osney's offences seemed to change. He would now have us believe that he never touched Marjorie Tyrell. When asked now if he had carnal knowledge of the Queen, Osney points at Cersei, saying, Aye, that one there. Furthermore, he confesses that Cersei ordered him to kill the old High Septon. Upon hearing this, Cersei bolts from the cell, racing headlong through the Great Sept. Fearing what may happen should the Faith question Taena Merryweather, she is soon overtaken by a group of Septors, who strip her and confine her to a grim cell. Her screams go unheard. Cersei begins to shiver from the cold. Every time she begins to fall asleep, she is jostled awake and asked if she will confess her sins. After 2 days of this torture, Qyburn enters her cell. She begs him to take her home, but the de-chained maester tells her it will not be allowed, and she will be tried for murder, treason, and fornication. He reveals that Marjorie will be tried by the same court, and that he delivered the Blue Bard to the High Septon, but despite the Faith's torture, he is still singing the same sweet song we taught him. Qyburn informs her of the rapid changes made since her fall. The realm is now being governed by Sir Harys Swift and Pycelle. They removed Sir Osfrid as commander of the Goldcloaks and Qyburn from the small council, though he still works for them, thanks to his control of Varys's whisperers. Lord Orton and Taena have fled to Longtable, while Sir Kevan Lannister has been sent for to take over the regency. Perhaps worst of all, Aurane Waters unshipped his oars and sailed the fleet, possibly to join Lord Stannis Baratheon, while Lord Mace Tyrell and Lord Randall Tarley are marching on King's Landing. Despite Qyburn's words that his unbeatable champion is ready, Cersei knows that only a Kingsguard can defend her in a trial by combat. She has Qyburn pen her final plea to her brother. "Come at once. Help me. Save me. I need you as I have never needed you before. I love you. I love you. I love you. Come at once."